let's talk about the very first thing we want to talk about. This was exciting news for me. This was like really, really exciting.
Well, you've
So
been waiting for
I've been
this.
waiting for this, and I told you it was going to happen, Frank. It
Yes,
was
you
one of
did.
my guarantees for 2021. The 14 and 16-inch MacBook Pros that are coming in 2021 will feature the most significant design overhaul in the MacBook Pro line that we've seen since 2016. And the updated
Wow.
machines will also address the complaints that users have had for the MacBook for years, bringing back some of the old features. The number one favorite of mine,
Yep.
MagSafe. You're going to
Yeah.
have more USB ports and physical function keys removing the touch bar. And that is all the rumors that happened in the previous week. I was really excited for this news. There's obviously a render above us right now. If you look above us, we have like a render of a MacBook Pro there. But this is what the Apple analysts, I believe Mark Gurman and Minjin Kuo, who are like the two best well-known news people to talk about these designs. But Frank, what did you think when I sent you that article about this?
The biggest thing, when it was said that the MagSafe was coming back, I remember when they took it away, I was like, "Are you kidding me? That was such a
Yeah.
big selling point." And
Who's the
um,
moron that came up with that?
it,
I wonder
yeah,
why. Like, I
I
think
don't
they
know.
just wanted a cleaner design, and I think they thought USB-C would be the way to go. But the fact that they never had it magnetically attached for the power supply was one of the coolest, smallest features
Yep.
of the Mac. That really, and the fact that when they talked about it in the iPhone 12 made me think they might bring that back because they brought the name back.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and they,
I always used to use I mean, I used to travel a lot for the company I worked for. And, one of the biggest things, you're in an airport and, you're plugged in, somebody would come by and trip on your cable or whatever, and bam, there goes your laptop. With the MagSafe, it just pulled it out and, you were good. Your machine was still intact.
Mhm.
Um, it didn't have to be in an airport, could be in a dorm, could be. So it was a nice point to bring up when you're purchasing something about this connection that the dog could trip over it or pull it out and it wouldn't pull your device off the desk. So I'm glad to see that they're bringing it back. I think
Well, it's a
I,
speculative. Don't say that, Frank. You're going to
all right.
start the rumor
Yeah.
mill. That
Well, I'll talk to Tim tonight and make sure that he
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you had that connection.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, and also with the display, they plan on making mini LED displays, which is going to be great for power significance. With that, that's a big rumor going into these. Obviously, the touch bar going away is a pretty big deal because they put a lot into it. In fact,
Yeah.
they force you to have it on these new MacBook Pros. And again, I've already disdained. I do not like this touch bar at all. It doesn't add anything to me. They never improved on the touch bar. It's been around for almost 4 years. Nothing has changed with that touch bar except for raising it a little bit higher, just to make sure you don't accidentally hit it. It's time for it to go, Frank. I just think
Well,
you don't have a Mac with a touch bar, right?
no, I
So
don't.
you don't know the pain.
Well, well, see, my thought on this is that whenever you try to change something on a piece of equipment that's been that way for 60 years, well,
Hmm.
I'm talking about the Quilty keyboard.
Right,
There are other keyboards out there that when you learn how to use them, you can actually type faster.
right.
And they just never took off because people don't want to learn a different keyboard. It's just so ingrained. And with that keyboard are those function keys. And I think that's the big thing. People are like, what's it? How do I work this? They want to hit the button just like they would hit a key, right? And I think that was the biggest downside to it. It was just a tough thing for people to get their head around.
All I asked from Apple was to give options. Like,
Yes.
if people want the touch bar, make a touch bar model, sell it for $200-300 more. If they don't want it, make them have the function row. Make them have a choice. Because some people do like the touch bar. I'm sure a lot of people do the touch bar. My cousin purposely wanted a Mac that had a touch bar because she was. I asked her, "Are you really going to use it?" And she said, "Yes." So I said, "Okay."
Well, why
So
couldn't they make an option in the system preferences that you can use it as the touch bar or make a section of the touch bar, the function keys, and leave
There
it
could-
there permanently. If you
There's
want.
no feedback on them. That's why. If they add a feedback, it might change the perspective of that. But yes, I would agree. Imagine them just having you make the decision on that. That's fine too. But I think people want the touch and the hit. And if the touch bar had the feedback built into it, that might change a little bit. Or you're at least giving us an option to put a regular function row back.
Yeah.
So now to add on that a little bit, this has nothing to do with this subject, but Apple did extend a free repair program that's been going on for a while. There's these backlight issues. Now on the bottom of your screen, you would see like little hints of black going up on the bottom. This is something at the Genius Bar we saw a lot. The
It kinda
program
look like stage lights.
stage lights, yeah, that's a great way to put it. So they have these like little stage lights, and Apple is extending that silently for these issues. Now, the original program covered laptops for 4 years after the first unit was sold. The company then changed it to 5 years as of today, which is the vintage limit. So that means that what that tells me is that every display they install has this problem, and they're not making new displays. That's what I'm reading the lines with. And affected models that are sold between October 2016 and February 2018, and they have this free repair covered. So that's what you want. It's a little small thing, but they have a couple of quality programs out there. This is one of them.
Well,
they just made it longer.
What's that repair without it being extended? What's that cost?
Well, display would cost $475 to fix.
Yeah, so it's not so such a small.
No.
extension.
Anytime you're buying a Mac, you have to understand parts are expensive to repair in these things. A display, my screen alone, my 15-inch screen, is almost an $800 cost with tax.
Yeah,
that's insane. Okay, so don't break them.
Is it a manufacturer's defect? I wonder if it's the supplier that maybe they changed suppliers because of this.
Well, that's Samsung because they make these displays.
Samsung makes them all.
Yes, they do.
Okay. Well, there you go. Little sabotage maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm sure they had to hit Samsung with the bill. This also actually reflects the anti-coating issue. You might remember that one, Frank,
Yes.
where there was a coating of the display that was being removed. They also extended that program longer. I remember that was coming to an end, and then they just brought it back again. So those are just a couple of programs going on right now with your Mac. So if you have one of those Macs, check it out at the Apple Store. Probably got to make an appointment online. You can't just walk in anymore, and you have to depot that repair. And normal repairs take 3 to 5 business days. Knowing COVID, you probably have to add another week on that.